All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome inside Slightly Relatable podcast where we talk about everything from Philadelphia news to, just about anything. I always say because we start with Philadelphia news, but
yeah, I don't even know what episode this is. We probably it's anywhere between 3 and 17. We record some stuff, we don't release it.
It's 12.
It's 12. Some
12,
stuff's
it's
too
12
spicy.
if we're counting last week.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
He knows better than us, which is concerning, but nonetheless, here we are yet again. From an undisclosed location. Joe is here on the ones and twos. Joe, this is when you say hi to the people.
As soon as this recording starts, I'll do that. Hey, guys. I forgot to do the freaking the laptop camera so I can say hi to people. Give me a sec, guys.
He's incognito. He could be anything.
Yeah.
You could be black, Asian, Vietnamese,
well, you can
Russian,
you
Swedish.
can tell by the voice certain, at least I'm
well, I mean, you listen to Gus Johnson on Fox on the big noon game for college football. I don't know if you would think he looks like the way he does, but then he does. Mike Tirico?
Oh, yeah, didn't he say he's not even black?
Mike Tirico actually isn't black, apparently, according to his he tells people he's not black because apparently somewhere down he's like Italian, but I guess somewhere down the line. Mike Tirico, yes, the black guy for Sunday Night Football, apparently isn't black.
I never.
I'm the fact check guy. I'm going to look this up now.
Yeah, apparently it's.
I always knew he liked sausage and peppers. I always knew Mike Tirico.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you,
he's big Sopranos guy apparently, but yeah, according to my buddy told me this a while ago that he claims
the most reliable source.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do your Gruden say. Now here's a guy that says he's not black.
In regard to a genealogical test to see if he has a black ancestor, he said, quote, yeah.
Oh, I guess he's admitting it now.
Okay.
Well, he said, yeah, not,
Not I'm black.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess we've left the Jim Crow South rules about the one drop. Everyone's whatever they want to be now. Like that Rachel Dolezal, she just was not black at all, but she joined the NAACP. She pretended to be black. Apparently things were going good until she got exposed. So she's just someone that was mentally ill that was trying to help. She was until she got canceled because, you can't just steal someone's ethnicity, I guess.
And you got to change your, for it to be believable, you got to change your name to the blackest shit just that anybody's ever
Dave
heard.
Dave Chappelle said.
Right.
Exactly. But you got to change your name to Draymond Green.
Jamal Tirico. According to Wikipedia, which I don't know if they're more reliable than your buddy, in 2022, Tirico acknowledged that his dad is African American.
Interesting. Okay.
We'll have your buddy on the pod, though.
Yeah, we can have.
I like these takes.
Yeah. No, Alex can come on.
We're off to a great start with controversial issues.
So, big football game happened yesterday. Lincoln Financial Field.
It was
Philadelphia
pretty good.
Eagles, Steelers, Battle of Pennsylvania. Governor Shapiro was there.
State championship.
Yep.
Like I said for a while, I don't think I've ever announced this publicly on our podcast, but I think we should play the Steelers every year and make it like college football and have a home and home, or play them at Penn State Stadium. That would be crazy. 50,000 of each fan. Neutral site as you can be.
Kind of like Florida versus Georgia. They do it in Jacksonville.
It would be the Turnpike Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, we've discussed this before, so much so that I did it on my own Philly sports podcast, the interconference rivalry.
Yeah,
that being the headliner on it for us.
Because they keep wanting to add games, and I always think, well, more rivalries, especially local rivalries, makes the sport better. Like West Virginia and Pitt, they both suck, but they hate each other, and it makes it good.
Well, this past year, Pitt had a good year until they didn't. I mean,
that's Pitt every year.
They were ranked 17th, undefeated, and then they lost 5 straight to end out the year. So, that ship sank very quickly after they got spanked by SMU. But. Yeah, no.
It'd be great with Philly versus Pittsburgh every year. I think there should be a Texas Bowl between the two Texas teams. There should be an LA Bowl. There should be a New York Bowl. Just everything. But, neither here nor there. But let's talk about this game.
It was a good game. Wow, it's great analyzer by me.
Wow, that's
I think
it was
a breath. I think it was a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. I think a lot of people had concerns going into the game.
But Jalen and AJ hate each other, and
he removed him.
He removed him from his top 7 on MySpace. What was that called? Remember that? What was that top 8?
Top 8, I think.
Top 8. You got top 4. That was.
Remember the T-Mobile,
really
the Fave 5, back before everyone had unlimited.
Oh, the T-Mobile thing where you could call those people more, or text them more than other people. Yeah.
But the passing game certainly showed up yesterday. Jalen Hurts looked really strong. Threw the ball, and it looked like they came out and wanted to do that. They wanted to shut up everybody, and they were very aggressive with passing the ball early, and it worked out.
The early scripted plays went post to Calcaterra for 22. Brown slant, which is undefeated. The
I don't
AJ Brown
Why don't we
slant
just
was
do
they
that
could
every
run that
play?
play 30 times a game
for 7 yards, and they ran it like 4 or 5 times that game. Smitty crossing route where he catches it for 5 yards and runs for 20, which that should be in every game plan. Doesn't matter who we're playing. And then it's stalled, but we got a field goal out of it. Like and points on the first drive of the game for the Eagles has been huge. Like they haven't done it all season. They've
barely
done it,
scored in
like,
the first
twice,
quarter.
I think.
Barely scored in the first quarter this year.
Why are they so bad in the beginning of the game? It's like the whole team is like hungover, and I don't get it. Why?
Yeah,
What is
so-
the problem?
It's kind of like the Mayweather effect, where it's like I feel like they let the other team throw some punches and they kind of just figure it out and settle in.
That was kind of like the concept with Schwartz a while back, where he would like let the offense do what they want to do and then adjust to that for for the defense. But now we got the offense. The offensive side of it, that's scripted during the week, so that's like a Monday to Friday failure when a team can't score on the first couple drives. Those are all scripted. The scripted plays this week worked, so the adjustments are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that what they do? Like your very first drive, every single play is already pre-planned, and then as the game happens, that's when you start getting creative.
It's usually a set number of plays, and like if you don't get to them on the first drive, they'll keep running them or they'll just abandon them. But always in the first drive, those plays are scripted.
Yeah, I think Andy Reid always had like 25 plays set
this
up.
is like every coach does this. Yeah.
But I know it was very. I know Andy Reid was very big on it, and so he scores a lot early.
Not every coach. I'm sure there's some dumbasses that never did shit. Who's the worst coach? The guy that you think would just wing it? I feel like Sirianni's like that. I don't know. I still don't know what he does.
Who's the worst coach?
I
Like
mean,
in terms of just like would probably not have any scripted shit. Would just like show up Monday, like 10 minutes before the game. Say, all right, we're just roll it. Do this, do that. I feel like there's been a lot of idiots in the league over the years.
Maybe Robert Salah. He's no longer in the
maybe.
league.
Those defensive head coaches are really just prepping during the
Buddy
week.
Ryan, there's no way he scripted that first play. So.
I mean, he
Right,
might have.
yeah.
He hated coaching offense, so he might have.
Yeah.
Did he just not give a shit about the whole fucking offense? It's like, whatever. Defense.
He didn't give a shit about anything. He just he called the owner, the guy in France. It was Norman Bremen, who was a big wine guy who would always be in France getting wine. That's probably not what you should do if you want to keep your job. But, that was Buddy Ryan. But back to the Eagles. I thought it was a pretty good performance aside from some stupid bonehead mistakes early on. I think they should have won by a bigger margin. But nonetheless, I was happy with how the game came out. We finally beat Russell Wilson, which was nice.
Yeah. Finally, he lost some speed there. Normally, we will almost get him, and then he just scrambles around and then gets someone wide open, and we're screwed. But now we have an elite offense, or not offense, defense. The offense is also pretty nice. That just gets pressure, and then everyone's shut down. It's nice to have an amazing secondary for once. I've been only waiting for this my entire life. Namdi Asamoah, you mother...
Number 1 in yards allowed for the defense, number 2 in points allowed for the defense. They haven't given up, aside from one game since the bye week, more than 20 points.
Oh, who is the corner we had? His nickname was Burnt Toast.
Maxwell? Right?
Byron Maxwell.
Was it Maxwell or...
was it like Fletcher or something? Bradley Fletcher?
London Fletcher? No, London Fletcher
no.
was
He was
the
a linebacker
linebacker. He was actually a very good linebacker.
I mean, we've had a lot of bad corners that we've called burnt toast over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, James Bradbury, you could call burnt toast last year.
Yeah.
He was so good.
I'd call him
at
trash
first.
can, but yeah. He was good. I don't know how good he was at first. I think it was the Eagles defense 2 years ago was just better than it, was last year.
It's just nice to finally, and the defensive talent is young, and then the future is bright, and
Yeah.
how he's been killing it with these drafts.
Better sign Bond.
Yeah,
It's definitely a better coach defense, without a doubt.
Yeah, this is why I'm so pissed at fucking Rich Gannon lying to us, saying, "Oh, I'm coming back," when he was talking to the Cardinals the whole time, because we could have got Fangio 2 years ago, but then we left him on red, and then he got another job. He had ties to the area, he wants to be here. The guy's a genius defense, but he already tried the head coaching thing and it didn't work out. So that's the guy you want to be your coordinator because he's good at his job and he'll never leave. You just keep paying him. Just we're not going to lose Stoutland to be some head coach somewhere. He just likes the offensive line. Just let him do his thing. Let him be the dictator czar of the defense or the offensive line, and then find an actually good head coach. That's why I still don't know how I feel about Sirianni. If we win the Super Bowl, all right, I'll shave my head in honor of him becoming undefeated ever since he became a skinhead.
That'll be a look.
But I still don't know what this
that's the
motherfucker
movement.
does.
That's the movement, though. If the Eagles do win the Super Bowl, how many shaved heads are going to be?
We should. Last time I had it was in fourth grade when I had lice.
10-0.
John Gannon, not Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon played quarterback for the Raiders 20 years ago.
Delaware guy. Rich Gannon.
I know the gist
Blue
of
Hens.
sports, okay? That's why I'm a highly paid analyst, guys, watching at home.
Rich Gannon got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Sure
then
did.
he beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking depressing.
No, he didn't beat us.
I know
He
we
lost to
lost
the
to the
Buccaneers.
Raiders.
Lost to the Buccaneers. He was on the Raiders. He was the Raiders.
I thought we played the Raiders in like 1980 and then we lost.
Christ, no, he wasn't the quarterback then. That was Jim Plunkett who was the quarterback then.
Plunkett.
But a big win for the Eagles yesterday.
Right.
And now you got to feel good about it because the Lions just continue to get beat up and more beat up. And last time we recorded, I said if the Eagles had to go to Detroit, I would be scared. I'm starting not to feel that scared anymore because they're just dying. Week to week, they're just losing more and more pieces, and their coach is becoming more and more of a bonehead and just continues to go for it.
And it looked like T.J. Watt almost died. I mean, that guy is so good. He's everywhere. He's the only player that was like making me shit myself while we were playing.
Guy's very good.
Yeah. I mean, he caused that fumble. There was almost another fumble he caused in the second half, too.
He's just like a fucking Super Saiyan Goku punch that shit right out of Hurts' hand.
For all of the Lane Johnson stats that are out there of like how long it's been since he's given up a sack, he did give up a sack in that game. And then you go back and you look at like all these people that share these stats about Lane Johnson. Somehow, again, he hasn't given up a sack. I think they called Calcaterra. They said it was his fault because he was supposed to.
No, it was Lane's
He was
fault.
supposed to chip.
Guy, he went around Lane like he was
supposed to chip on that play. But I agree. I think it's on Lane too. But Lane was good. I mean, he got banged up. We had guys banged up all over the offensive line in that game. Still came out with the
I can't believe that Jalen held on to that ball
with a broken finger.
With a broken finger. And he didn't see the hit coming and got smoked.
Yeah.
Who was the guy a few weeks ago that just completely knocked Mailata on his ass? Like he was nothing.
Jared Verse from the Rams out of Florida State.
I didn't even know that was possible. Like you need like a bulldozer to do that.
Yeah, he got him upright, and he's just a top-heavy guy. So if you can hit him, and you're talking about a guy who's a 250-pound linebacker going full speed at you. You know,
I just thought
it's
just pick him up.
Mailata's the number one graded tackle in the league too, so that's not nothing. Jared Verse is another guy also up for Rookie of the Year for the defensive side.
And I liked him out of college. I mean, Florida State was very good last year. They put a lot of guys in the league, and we got one of them in Johnny Wilson. But
since I'm getting a reputation as just like a completely just miserable hater, I might as well focus my energy on the last enemy of the week of Pittsburgh here. And this is something I've been thinking about for a while. You know how they're always about three river.
Yeah.
Pull that up. What are the three rivers? And this is a point.
Names?
Yeah, like that. With the Pittsburgh, we have three river stadium. We have so many bridges. All these rivers. They're
they get the Ohio River.
Well, the Ohio River is one of them, and I know it's two others. But this is
the Colorado River.
It's not the Colorado.
The Allegheny. It's the
and the
Monongahela.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say that.
First of all, you have some bullshit river no one can pronounce. Ignore the Schuylkill. Ignore the Schuylkill. That's completely normally spelled. But listen, you Pittsburgh motherfuckers with your three rivers. It's two rivers. It's one river that breaks off into two. How is that three? By that logic, we have three rivers. We've never jerked ourselves off about having three rivers. Shut up with the three rivers. That's all you have. I'm done. Your cuisine is like these like deep fried pierogies and ranch dressing, and it's just like I went to Pittsburgh. I felt like I had COVID. That was just your air quality. So, fuck off with your three rivers. You're in like a giant bowl made of coal. And I'm just happy the Steelers lost. They have too many championships that they don't deserve. It should all be the Philly.
Speaking of three, they're not even a real city because they only have three professional sports teams. You're frauds.
Yeah, where's your basketball team?
You're frauds.
Where's your man's, bitch?
And you're corny because all your teams wear the same color.
I was going to say, how do we feel about that? I mean, like, corny. I prefer the variety for fashion's sake.
Fucking
you
right.
know? But they're just wearing black and yellow for all of their teams.
They're corny.
Well, what annoys me is like Philly's colors are like the light blue and yellow, and like none of these teams like tapped into it other than the Union.
Yeah,
and we're not going to hold our. And the other thing is like we have the perfect...
Eagles did.
Oh yeah, those horrible Frankfurt yellow jackets.
Yeah.
We can do it in a classier way, and then we have the perfect. The only team that took the good name it was fucking University of Penn. Those douchebags, but Quakers. It's the perfect team name that it's like tells you something about the city and where you come from and the local culture and history. I hate these like team names that have nothing to do with anything.
But the 76ers don't?
Yeah, that's good. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying Quakers was something we could use and we didn't. Like you think the Eagles, but I looked that up. Apparently that was like the guy that named the Eagles was a fan of the New Deal with FDR.
Well, who cares what the origin is? It's a patriotic thing.
I thought that was some
we're the first
1776
capital.
shit.
Like, you know, there's an eagle on the Pennsylvania flag. Right fucking there.
Flyers, I should hate that, but it just works somehow. It seems like you hang up poster boards. That seems like on paper it's the dumbest name ever.
It's meant to be planes, dude. It's not hanging up on poster boards.
Flyers. I mean, you're wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
So look, it's kind of a violation on you right now.
Have you ever looked at a plane and say, "Look, there's a flyer"?
You guys are all flyered up tonight. You get the Flyers hat on, Flyers shirt. You're in the Jason Kelsey attire, but then you also got the Flyers jacket.
I am. What? This was just my normal hat.
Yeah.
Brandon Brooks has anxiety.
The Phillies. The Phillies.
Lane can't stay off the juice. Like my man Jay Ajayi said, fuck him. That was good. That was the height of our love for Kelsey. Now he's committing vehicular homicide with a giant helmet. His brother's getting with a pop star. Now he's so famous that you just have douchebags.
I mean, you can't hate on him though.
I'm not hating.
Really hate it. The guy
I'm just
Taylor
saying
Swift.
it's like he went from whatever. Whatever. That's Taylor Swift's my nemesis, as a few people in online and in person know. But yeah, I'm not impressed.
So, are you guys getting tired of Jason Kelsey? Do you think he's oversaturated?
He kind of is. I do like that he is repping the city still, and he was on TV and he called like Dallas the armpit of America, which like, yeah, good. Let's have more of that energy. Fuck those guys. They killed JFK. Don't let him get away with that.
I think
he
called
killed
them the
JFK.
asshole. I think they were like the butthole of America because like where they're like located literally looks like an asshole.
I thought he said armpit. If he could get butthole
Either
or asshole on TV, that's
either
good.
one works.
They're the shithole of America. They fucking suck.
I'm fine with it. I think there could be a lot worse people to be in Jason Kelsey's position in terms of like who could be the most annoying. Jason Kelsey is a likable guy.
But is this because you look like him?
It has nothing to do with because
Even though he lost the contest. He lost the contest.
I'm saying just in terms of like who he is as a guy. Like there are worse people to be as famous and all over the place as Jason Kelsey.
I agree.
Attention, Dallas. I just want you guys to know this, too. Dallas is named after a Philadelphian. How do you like that, huh? For every time you think of your shitty city that none of your fans have ever been within 1,000 miles of, it was named after us. We're so great. What have you done? Nothing.
What's the origin of there? It's just named after a guy from Philly that's named Dallas?
Yeah, that was his last name. Just like Houston's named after Sam Houston. Austin's named after some guy, Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's
the name. Named after George Mifflin Dallas.
From the famous Buyers Club. Because your whole city has AIDS. Fuck you, Dallas.
They can't help that.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently everybody in Alaska has AIDS too.
Alaska has AIDS?
Well, apparently. Apparently the Eskimos do.
I don't know. We really starting to beef with the Eskimos.
Shit.
We really start with the Eskimos. Leave those poor people alone. Let them ice fish.
Mr. King of starting beef is like, we're really starting people with the Eskimos.
That's true. Oh, since we're already on the topic of beef, I'll just have my prepared rant here. I wasn't going to do this, but this is necessary.
Oh, what are you going to talk about? The Delawareans?
I'm going to talk about the Delawareans because I was just having fun. I know Delaware. I thought pretty intimately. Just roasting them kind-hearted shit. They come for the jugular, that I look like a pedophile, that this, that, the other thing. All right, fuck you, Delaware. All right, first of all, Delaware, where is in the name? Because exactly, where? No one has like intentionally gone there for any reason other than sales tax-free shopping.
Great spot to be on Black Friday.
So all you people, oh, you don't know Delaware. You don't know Southern Delaware. Oh, yeah, like, 10 feet away? Oh, I don't know. It's the same shit.
Drive an extra 20 minutes.
I went all the way to Rehoboth. I'm getting so infamous with Delaware that even the official Visit Rehoboth Instagram said, "How was your trip?" It was shit.
They did.
Fuck you, Rehoboth.
I thought Rehoboth was nice.
I'm Wildwood.
Wait a minute. I thought you
Wildwood. You're still Wildwood trash. That's like
that's what I'm saying.
Stuff,
I'm white trash. According to the comments, though, because I'm so gay, I should love Rehoboth, but I still don't. And then this is the thing. Like, what do you? The one guy in the comments was right. What are you defending? Like strip malls and DuPont. Like, what are you famous for? You make chemicals that probably give us all cancer. And then just like go on Google Maps, drop your plan anywhere on like 202 or Naaman's Road. You just see the same monotonous shit. And then the other thing they're attacking me with, there's like, because I said like their whole state gives off Cheesecake Factory vibes. Like there's only one Cheesecake Factory in this. Well, how do you even know that? Unless your state is so small, you couldn't ask me. Replace Cheesecake Factory. It could be Applebee's. It could be TGI Fridays. That is you. You're a corporate nothing. You just sell out the corporations. You have this whole chancery court. That's the only reason you have anything. Elon Musk is pissed at you because you trying to undo his compensation package. He's going to launch a fucking missile at Delaware, and no one will even notice. I bet you're not even targeted if we get in World War III with Russia, and if you were, the rest of the states wouldn't even have known. And then that's it. And my final thoughts. We're going crazy looking for the drones in North Jersey. The real drones are behind the wheel on Route 202. Just soulless, just going. They don't even change lanes. So fuck you, Delawareans. Is that even the thing? Oh yeah, all you have is the first state, or we're the first state. Yeah, you ratified it first because there were 7 people. Like Pennsylvania was like 10 minutes behind you. That's all you have going for you. And your status symbol, look this up. They literally buy auction license plate. Like number 1 is the governor. So people will spend like $100,000 to have like the license plate number like 73. Like that is what is important to you weirdos. The fact that you have a low number license plate. Get a life. Do something. Contribute to society.
But they're the first state.
They're the first state.
So they're known for being the most on time.
Yeah. There's just nothing. I bet if I was talking to
Biden.
someone from France that has never been to America, I could convince them Delaware doesn't even exist. How would you prove them wrong? I can't even name your governor. I know most. I can't. Can you even name your governor? Do you know like the most?
You guys
famous,
have a governor?
The most famous guy is Sleepy Joe, and he's from Scranton. When he was in Scranton, he was fun. Then he went to your state, and he met Corn Pop, and then your state sucks. Fuck Delaware.
Talking about Biden, I mean, talking about two bad places to be like, associated with. Scranton, Pennsylvania. That place looks great in the rearview mirror. And then you go to Delaware.
You're gonna all the millennial Office fans are about to attack you like the Swifties attack me. You better.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Politics aside, I mean, it's just two, nothing places.
Hey,
Yeah.
it
And
used
by
to
the
be.
way, Delaware, they don't even have traffic poles. They just hang their traffic lights from wires.
Yeah. They also do automatic ticketing too for like speeding and shit like that.
Well,
Have to
Philly
go
does
down
that
there
too.
Occasionally.
I will
for,
say Delaware has figured out roads in a way that Philadelphia will never have that technology. We're far too like moronic to fill a pothole. And despite everything I said about you fucking whack-ass Delawareans, I still hate Jersey more. But at least Jersey, I thought they would be sensitive. You guys can't handle anything. Fuck you and your one cheesecake factory. The whole state is a giant cheesecake factory.
Well, let me ask you this: you speak on the potholes of Philadelphia. Do you think it's like more of a city problem, or is it like, I don't know? Is it? Are you too afraid to go into some of the neighborhoods to even fix the potholes because you might get murdered?
Just build a fucking battle tank, like a whole killdozer, and I would fill those fucking potholes. I don't care. This is the thing. This is why everyone gets disillusioned with government. Government is supposed to like fix crime and potholes and build the road. And you pay taxes allegedly for that. And then you pay the taxes for sure. And then they don't even do those like bare minimum things. This is why we're losing place to China. Do you know, to be in the Chinese government, you have to be a member of the Chinese Communist Party. And you literally have to like pass an IQ test to do it. So like, I bet the dumbest Chinese official is smarter than like our 80th percentile politician in this whole country. It's only a matter of time before we get fucking like lapped by these guys. It's probably already happened, as we saw with the Chongqing videos.
So
all
Caitlin,
you have to do is join the CCP.
So
Is it any? Are they worse than our two parties? Let's be real.
So another topic. I don't know if you guys saw this. Caitlin Clark was named Time Athlete of the Year. I believe she is the first WNBA player to be put on the cover of Time magazine, and
Well, you know
she's
why?
getting a lot of backlash. She's getting a lot of backlash from different people who are, I guess, in the media. I don't know. They're saying that one asshole said that they should put the whole entire WNBA on the cover of the magazine. The fuck is wrong with you? I mean, they hate her. Let's be honest. Let's be honest why they don't like her.
Because she's white privilege.
She's white privilege, but she brings in the ratings. They don't like her because she's white. I mean, let's just put the cards on the table, because all the people that are criticizing her were African Americans that I saw.
I disavow this statement. How dare you say
Isn't
such
it more
a
racist to not use privilege if you have it?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Smoke them if you got them.
She even
put it to
came
waste,
out.
like-
Caitlin Clark came out and apologized for her white privilege.
That serves that bitch
She brings
right.
in
She's
the most
literally
fucking money and viewership. She's the best
She's-
player in the WNBA. I don't
she's-
understand it.
She's colonizing the sport. She's appropriating it. I say send her to Brittany Griner's Russian prison cell and just get rid of her. I'm done. We want
gulag.
We want more representation. Why can't we have male WNBA players? Just, and then here's
Probably can soon.
well, Griner had top surgery.
I can't claim
that
credit
road.
for this joke, but it's true, and it remains undefeated. What would you rather have? Your local team wins the WNBA championship, or you find $5 on the ground? Which would you rather have? Everyone's taking the $5.
Well, they showed the parade last week. It looked like there was 10 people at it for whatever team won. I couldn't
They had a parade.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it looked like there was.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark's the first one that actually makes the WNBA like halfway exciting, and they already hate her.
Yeah, and she should have been on the Olympic team. That was stupid for them not putting it. They want ratings, but they don't want to. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
I don't like to get into it because to me it's just backwards racism.
Catty,
and it's just like it's not talked about.
These catty women. What can you say?
How do you feel, Joe?
I mean, you're always going to have a lot more woke shit with a women's league. Like that's going to sound terrible from three white guys on a fucking podcast, but like it just is what it is. Like you're going to have more wokeness in those types. I'm just saying you're going to have a lot more wokeness in those types of leagues.
This is why I'm an accelerationist. I'm going to bring this to the breaking point. Why do we do this gender segregation? I believe that trans women are women. We want more representation. I want every player, the best athlete, the strongest. I want all trans women on the whole WNBA, and it'll be fun. And ladies, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Go to the gym. Spend some more time with the bench press.
What if like Joel Embiid came out and was like, I'm transitioning, and then put a wig on and went to the WNBA, where he would score 115 points every single game?
There was the power lifter
he would have
guy
to stay healthy.
Yeah, Joel Embiid still couldn't stay healthy in the WNBA.
That's true.
Let's just get some.
If Tyrese Maxey came out,
well, no, we know who on the Sixers would be most likely to go on the WNBA.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Kelly Oubre, number 2, easily, right?
Kelly Oubre, yeah. I've heard Kelly Oubre likes trans women. I don't know if anybody else has heard that.
No judgment.
No, this is a judgment-free zone. We're kind of like the Planet Fitness of podcast.
Yeah.
Lunk alert. Here's your free donut. Yeah. I can't believe they give donuts to people at the gym. It's like giving like heroin at the methadone clinic. Like, what is wrong with you? Make that illegal. RFK, if you're listening, don't let them do it. Yeah, the pizza, the donut.
They've been giving kids candy at the dentist forever.
Job security.
It's the same thing.
Well, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes more sense.
They get free Pizza Fridays at Planet Fitness.
Dude, dentists are such sadists, and they have like the high suicide rate because all they do is cause pain. They're always like. They're always like scraping your teeth. Like, do you floss? Yeah, they know your lies. They know that you never floss.
Like, really? Because you have dinner from last night.
Oh, really? Oh, you fucking piece of shit. They shame you so hard, like you fucking like supported Hitler if you lie about flossing. They're just, and then they always start their conversations with you while they have like a tube down your throat. You're getting your stomach pumped by these fuckers. So
that's how they get their laughs. Yeah, you know, they make you talk while they have fucking tools in your mouth.
Well, I heard the two most suicidal jobs are dentists and people who work at the toll booth.
Forgot the military.
You forgot the WNBA.
Yeah. Well,
I have heard the toll booth. The
toll booth. I mean, I guess it's just so inviting because the bridge is right there. You hate your life. It's 100 feet from you. You know, you could.
Are people still working in toll booths?
Yeah, they got replaced by AI immediately.
No, they're still there. They still got some.
In PA, they all got replaced. In Jersey, I think.
Well, not. Yeah, I mean, well, have they brought them back? I mean, there's some in PA. You go over the Walt Whitman. They got workers.
This is a real Turnpike hat because my dad worked there. Somehow he managed to not kill himself before he got another job. So thanks, Turnpike. All those coins paid for me to go to the school or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So another thing I wanted to write down. Well, I did write down. I didn't want to write it down.
I wanted to write it down.
I wanted to write it down, but I actually did. I'll ask you guys. It's almost Christmas time. What's some of the best Christmas movies ever made? Like, give me your top 3.
Oh, it's got to be.
Joe's going to Google some.
It's got to be Christmas Vacation. It's the best one.
You think Christmas Vacation's number 1?
I mean, I think it's the funniest. I also like the...
Home Alone was voted number 1.
I'm partial to Jingle All the Way.
Little Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's good.
Yeah.
I like the...
Sinbad.
The Ralphie, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out movie, too. The Grinch.
Start at 1, huh? Why do they always start at like the bottom of the list?
So that you can like watch more ads.
What do we got? Christmas Story, National Lampoon. It's a Wonderful
Life. I mean, that is such a nice movie. But this is what's wrong with our society. You know how like he's like, I wish I was never born, say? And then the angel shows him what life would be like if he was never born, and the guy Potter buys out the town, and then like all the community is dead, and there's casinos and institutions of ill repute.
Do you think
that is our society? Like, he was never born. Potter won. It's not even a feel-good movie anymore. We live in the alternate reality where George Bailey was never born.
Do you think It's a Wonderful Life is better than Christmas Vacation? I mean, they're very different. One's more of a serious movie.
One uplifts the human spirit. The other one's funny as fuck, and then you're laughing when she says a Pledge of Allegiance when she's trying to pray.
Grace died 30 years ago.
I think it depends on the day, right? If you're with the family, you'd rather watch something funny. Maybe if you're by yourself, you're probably watching the...
I've never seen all of It's a Wonderful Life. I've never sat down and actually watched the movie.
You should watch it. It's
hard. No, I hear it's good. Christmas Story, I've seen too much. I can't. Yeah. It's just I can't even watch it anymore.
It's my mom's favorite movie, but it is like overplayed.
White Christmas, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean these super old movies.
Home Alone, I'm a big Home Alone guy. But here's a conversation, and maybe a debate for certain people: is Home Alone 2 better than Home Alone 1? I'm more of a Home Alone 2 guy. Lost in New York.
Yeah, I like 1 and 2 a lot more.
I like 2 better than 1.
Because it's got
one's still good, but I like 2 better than 1.
2 has the best co-star ever. The best actor of all time. Many people
Trump?
are saying that he's so great. He was tremendous in that movie.
Trump's in it. He has a very important
Yeah, he's
role.
in the lobby.
He directs Kevin.
Another Hollywood.
Go right down there.
Another Hollywood star with sexual abuse allegations against him. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. It's so sad.
Scrooged, never saw it.
Same.
Miracle on 38th Street. I've just heard.
I'm surprised
about
Elf hasn't popped up yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Santa Claus?
Jingle All the Way isn't here, but also Die Hard.
I hate that people. Technically, it's a Christmas movie. It has nothing to do with Christmas. It takes
Nightmare
place
Before
during
Christmas
Christmas.
does rock.
Never saw it.
That was a
in its
big one when we were
entirety.
kids.
That was such like a scene kid kind of thing. They all like that.
Elf, there you go.
There's
Hey, yeah.
Elf is
at
like way
number
too low.
13. That's way too low for Elf.
Charlie Brown Christmas is good.
All right, I mean,
All right, Hater.
Rudolph
is good. Meet Me in St.
Judy
Louis.
Garland?
I haven't even heard that shit. I should watch all these old golden age of Hollywood movies. It's the only way to stop the woke. They definitely weren't woke back then when they were had unleaded gasoline, unfiltered cigarettes, and like there was still segregation. They were the opposite of woke.
Do you think
what's
RFK should
great?
put out a Christmas album?
Silver bells, silver bells.
It would go platinum. Like people would buy it.
I know it's so bad that it should be like an SNL skit.
Yeah.
Jingle bell, what would
Yeah.
be the best song for it?
They'd
All
all
I
be
want for Christmas is vaccines.
it's whole milk.
I want raw milk
Yeah,
with
raw
the
milk,
cookies.
Buy a cow. Keep it in your basement. Suck an udder.
I left the milk out for Santa. He died because it was pasteurized.
Wow, the Grinch is that far down, huh?
The Grinch is
The
so
original
good.
Grinch. The
28.
original Grinch cartoon's great.
I can't believe you don't like the Grinch song. It's so good.
Polar Express is the one that had that. What's the Uncanny Valley, where the animation is too realistic that it just looks fucking weird.
At the
Yeah.
time, because I literally saw that on a school trip and I thought like this is photorealistic. And looking back, it's creepy as fuck.
It's so creepy.
I sat 2 rows behind Doug during that, and I was just
Oh, yeah.
throwing popcorn at his head the entire movie.
Here's another technically Christmas movie, Edward Scissorhands.
Is it?
It's on the list.
I didn't know that.
That was like one of the few Tim Burton movies that are like actually good, like where his
Yeah.
weirdness just doesn't go. Like ever since he's been like popular, he just like everything's like the weirdness overdrive. Kind of like, can you just be normal a little bit? Just make a normal
There's
movie.
Jingle All the Way, entirely too low at 42. A classic Arnold Schwarzenegger Sinbad movie.
I've never even seen that shit.
It's so good. You should watch it. Love Actually at 43. That's probably low for that.
So right now on Twitter, the number one thing that's trending is Joe Biden is dead,
Right, but he's not.
but he's alive
Yeah.
apparently.
They just like make shit up.
Probably.
Twitter, like, every other day comes out with a thing that's like, it's only trending to like have the post, like everyone post go, why is this trending
And
when
then
it's
it
not
feeds
true?
into itself.
Yeah, and then it keeps
We
trending.
need to clamp down on this dangerous misinformation. Can you imagine if people just have the wrong opinion? This is why we need a government curated opinion. Like I'm so sick of people saying that there was no weapons of mass destruction. We need to invade more countries.
This guy sound like he already joined the CCP.
Yeah. Like, say China's just like not hypocrites. Like they know, it's we're not in charge, but like life's okay. Just don't criticize the government, and you can get like stack that paper, have a nice place to live. Like they have a good point. Like a police state has you're not gonna get like the Kensington situation. They send that guy to a gulag before he like sits down after 10 minutes, so you can at least walk around the street, no issues and stuff. So what are you gonna do?
This might be the biggest egregious error in this list at 55. The Jim Carrey Grinch
I agree.
should be significantly.
No,
higher.
I think it should be there.
Should be like in the top 10.
I'm not a big
top 10
fan
at
of
least.
the.
You think it should be there.
I'm not a big fan of the Jim Carrey.
You don't like the Carrey Grinch? That's crazy.
I like the cartoon.
I mean, that's good too.
I think the cartoon's
Jim
superior.
Carrey usually annoys me with his overacting, but he's like perfect for like the Grinch
Yeah.
because he is playing a
Yeah.
cartoon character.
Right.
I
they put all of
disagree
these,
with
like,
that.
they put all of
Was
these,
that
like,
the Santa? Was that Rudolph the Red-Nosed
claymation
Reindeer?
ones.
Oh, that's the
No.
year without Santa Claus.
Yeah, they put all these claymation ones on these lists, and like, yeah, you watch those every year, but like,
They're not exactly cinema.
good.
Fred Claus in there?
Yeah, I think it was entirely too early.
Not a Fred Claus guy?
Yeah, but I think it was at like
Number 5.
10. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. Wasn't even on the list.
I mean, we're old enough to remember the days of Christmas where it's like you were happy to get a bike.
Yeah.
Like now it's like kids are getting streaming stuff. It's just Christmas is just I don't know.
The biggest thing you could get was like an N64,
and that was unbelievable. And
yeah.
like you and your friends would play N64, but it was never like how kids are now, just glued to the screen for hours on end. Like we would play, I would play with my friends. We'd play for a while, but then it would be like, all right, let's go outside and play football and shit.
These iPad kids are like a menace upon society. And then this one woman's like
coming from the guy in a Kelsey hat.
Yeah, exactly. This one woman saying like to me, she had a kid. She's like, "You don't know how hard it is." But yeah, I do. It's like you just don't have the iPad in the house. What can he do? He'll cry for a few days, and then, like as a non-parent, I can tell you exactly how easy it is, and I just know because I exist at all perspectives simultaneously and have omniscient knowledge. So, I think I'm right. Ladies, let me tell you more about how hard it is to be a woman.
Yeah,
coming from me.
What was the best Christmas gift you guys ever got?
This is what's wrong with my brother. I hope he watches this. Sees what his problem is, because remember when the Wii came out, it was like the new hotness. Everyone was going crazy for it. It was the first video game where like little babies could play it and like old boomers and shit, and the Wii Sports, everyone loved that. So everyone was trying to get it, but it was impossible. So to me, it was fun because it was the first gift where like I did that Black Friday thing where like lined up at like 4 a.m, and we went to like Best Buy, and then there wasn't enough spots, but then we went to the random GameStop and we found it and got it. But I wanted it to be a surprise from my brother. So I'm like, oh, we didn't get it. And then Christmas comes, and we open it. We got it. And instead of being like, he's like, why did you lie to me? And then that was the thing for forever. He did the same thing with, he refused to eat generic ketchup. So then we put the good bottle of like ketchup and put generic ketchup in it. Yeah, like Heinz or whatever. Yeah. But
he didn't notice.
And then he didn't notice. And then after we revealed it, he's like, you lied to me. And I'm like, I could tell the whole time. Like, okay, yeah, you could tell the whole time. So I knew something was off, but if I said something, you guys would all say I'm crazy. Mm-hmm, yeah, okay. So some people just can't be surprised. Some people, you can't do that. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What can you do? Best gift I ever got was a joint gift for like, because they were so expensive. They're like, this is your birthday and your Christmas gift. We went to the Eagles-Cowboys game in the Super Bowl season where T.O. got hurt because of the horse collar.
I can't believe he played in that Super Bowl.
Roy Williams?
Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys. I'll tell you what my favorite Christmas gift in a second. Who is better, Terrell Owens or A.J. Brown?
Owens is better.
Okay.
Owens is better, but A.J. Brown definitely has a much better attitude, which that will contribute to a longevity on the Eagles that will probably make him have the like better career. But like at his peak, like T.O. was just like,
he was winning. He was going to teams to win Super Bowls. Like,
do you think if A.J. Brown had McNabb, that he could do what T.O. did that first year he was in Philly?
The first year, no. I mean, I think it was like they were setting a expectation for him to hit like 13 touchdowns. There was like a bet going with Andy whether he would hit it or not. Mm-hmm. I forget what the exact outcome was, but yeah, I mean, T.O. had an insane year up until he got hurt. Mm-hmm. He was on pace for like I don't know if it was a record year for him, but it was close to it. He was having a great season.
And he got hurt. How many games were left in the season after he got hurt? Was it 2? Was it the Rams and the Bengals after that? Put the 2004 Eagles season schedule.
I mean, the guy put up massive numbers in the Super Bowl with like a broken leg, and he had to like sign a waiver just to have the right to compete. So, all you T.O. haters, yes, I know he's a lunatic. I know he's like the Kanye version of a wide receiver, but
I mean, A.J. Brown is clearly the more like sustainable, good player for the team.
Yeah, it was the Rams. They went into Monday Night Football and lost in St. Louis in that shitty dome.
There were 2 games left when we lost T.O.
Yeah. And I think by the time they played the Bengals, I remember they lost to the Bengals. It was like a rainy, cold day. But I think by the time they played the Bengals, they had already locked up the number 1 seed. So it was like, that was devastating. I'll never forget when he got hurt.
You're telling me, brother, I was in the stadium. This game was crazy. I think there was a long interception that actually won this game for us, the Lido interception. They don't have the play-by-play on Football Reference. Let's find it on ESPN.
Dude, I was such a fucking hater as a kid, too. I mean, I continue to be a hater, but just to show you how long this has been brewing. Because I was so pissed at the Eagles with their choke job that in the newspaper, they had like on the front page, it was like a picture of the Eagle logo, but it was like, it had an X on the eye and its like tongue was sticking out and it's like the like choke or something like that. I cut that shit out and taped it to my desk in 4th grade, and then we go to recess or lunch or whatever. I come back, it's ripped up. I'm pretty sure the teacher ripped that shit up.
What, the Eagles just get field goals that game? That's what it looked like.
No, I think they missed the first field goal and then didn't have to kick or went for 2 and didn't get it on the second one because it was 6-0 for a lot of the game. And then
I
Dallas
hate when a missed
touchdown,
extra point gives you the wrong impression of what happened in the game.
Yeah.
Fuck Dallas. JFK killers. You're only rich because of oil. You're just like a giant suburban sprawl city of the heat. You shouldn't even exist as a city. You're probably like a drained swamp that you exist in, or you're Oklahoma. Fuck you, Dallas pussy. And even if I insult Dallas, I won't even affect 99% of Cowboys fans. So all you Northeast Philadelphia Cowboys fans, I do just want to say, here's my love letter to Delco. Now, a lot of people, the haters in the comments, seem to think I'm from Delco, but I'm from Northeast Philly. I've only been to Delco here and there, and it's usually the subject of a lot of our jokes. We're laughing at Delco, the accent, that they're just like a bunch of barbarians and stuff. But I've attacked Philly, I've attacked New Jersey, I've attacked Delaware, as you know.
You haven't attacked New York.
I did a little bit. I said all the like lobbyist scumbags are there, and they're the reason the country sucks, and But anyway, I've attacked a lot of places and gotten hate. The only people I can attack nonstop and they have good cheer and a good attitude about it is Delco. They're like, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm from Philly, and Philly, like, oh, we're so rough and tumble. No one likes us. We don't care. But there is a bit of a sensitivity there, guys. And I'm from here, and I'll say, no one likes us. We don't care. I'd say we should live into that, double down. Everyone's like, well, actually, it wasn't that bad. The guy that threw up on the girl at the Phillies was from Jersey. Like, no, embrace it more. We should have more guys throw up on more little girls. But Delco, you can call them a bunch of scumbags. Yeah, we are. They don't get butthurt and offended of it. Philly, and especially Delaware and New Jersey.
They almost take it as a badge of honor.
So I say this as a Philadelphian who's never lived in Delco. Delco, you're officially more Philly than Philly. You're the only ones that like I can shit on nonstop, and you take it in stride, not like a bunch of pussies. So all hail Delco. I hope that the national capital is moved to Ridley Park.
So I won't take it as far as to say that we should be throwing up on visiting fans, but I do have the opinion that you bear no responsibility as the home team in your own stadium to be welcoming to visiting fans. It's your party. They are fucking crashing it. They're not welcome.
I agree.
Like
beer cans at Vikings heads, I was all for that.
This idea that you have to be welcoming to visiting fans is just
such a Midwest
to me.
thing. Oh yeah, don't you know that? Oh, it was a good fight.
And this is something
Packers.
like we should be taking pride in that we're unwelcoming. Like I don't know why we get bashed in the national media with this just because other fans aren't like us, but that just shows how much we care about.
I love being from
advantage.
Philadelphia, and I love the fact that we are scumbags. Again, I had no issues with us throwing full beer cans at Vikings heads. I had no issues with us throwing full beer cans at 49ers fans. Fuck them. They're jerk-offs. I have no issues with this. Beat them up. I got to say this. I was actually disappointed with the fans yesterday at the Eagles tailgate. There were so many jerk-off Steelers fans there waving their ugly fucking yellow tails. They should stick them up their ass. But other than that, the Eagles fans were just like letting them walk around. Veterans Stadium 27 years ago, whenever the fuck it was whenever I was probably sooner than that, but they would have got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
They would have got the shit beat out of them Jetro lot, and I would have been all for it. I might have got in on it. I might have stomped their heads. What is this candy ass shit?
Yeah, it is. Like, we need to attack them more, like with their little terrible towel. It got that color because their fucking mothers like wiped the sweat off their mustache, and that's where they got the yellow from. So fuck you, Pittsburgh little pussies. Coming here, hello, Pennsylvania. I also was disappointed. I thought there would be at least a hate crime or something. And then the other thing,
just one hate crime.
The other thing is people are clutching their pearls. About,
strangle somebody with their
tails. The Philly fans are so horrible. The Santa Claus, like when you know the full story, Santa had it coming. Fuck that pussy.
He was drunk.
He was an asshole. But it's just like when you look at other countries, like these European soccer football hooligans, like Philly is nothing compared to that. These are like ultra-nationalists, like neo-Nazis that are like the Ukrainian liquidation of Poles in West Ukraine in 1939 was like justified. They're all like ready to start a revolution. They will straight up like lynch other fans, like actually commit violence and
lynch the players.
Burn Parliament down. They're the ones that do like the full-on racism at like the black soccer players. So everyone's like, Philly's so
Even
bad.
the little kids are on it. They're giving the middle finger.
And even though
threw
Philly,
a banana at Mario Balotelli.
yeah, and even though Philly had a jail in the vet, which is so Philly, we
Remember
need
when
to
they threw
bring
a
that
banana
back.
at Wayne Simmons?
I don't remember. Did we do that?
No, we didn't do it. It happened
think
over.
so.
I think it happened overseas.
Maybe overseas.
But yeah, so they make this big deal. I still don't think anyone's actually been killed at a Philly sport event, as far as I can tell. Meanwhile, 49ers get stabbed all the time, and Dallas they get stabbed. So yeah,
Yep.
and the Dodgers and shit. So like, hey, we as Philly fans listening, you need to be more debaucherous and complain less and be less sensitive. All you pearl clutchers listening, we're not even that bad. You're just pussies. Fuck the Midwest. Oh yeah, I put the scarf on the Rocky. And like they're so fake nice in the Minnesota. Oh, bless your heart. And no, we're just like, go fuck yourself. With that, so who said it? Like they're mean. They're like mean but not nice or something. Like we will shit talk everyone, but like at the end of the day, we're more tight with
honest.
each other. They're like, oh yeah,
Blunt.
I'll be there for you. It's like, can you believe that fucking bitch is still an alcoholic? Oh yeah. They're fucking Midwest.
Would you rather somebody just be direct and honest with you and like actually want to help you in a situation, or would you rather them just like act like they will and try to like brush you off as soon as possible?
It's soda. It's not pop. Fuck off with that pop shit.
And Coke. They call all soda Coke down in like I think it's Georgia.
Yeah.
They do this.
Yeah, you're
Crazy.
Wow.
Because that's where the Coke plant is. But
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of Coke are you drinking? Oh, Mountain Dew. Shut up. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I just want that debaucherous behavior of the vet to come back. Like, bring it back. Michael Irving, his career ended on that turf, and we cheered. That's what I like to see.
Honestly, though, it's true. It's like, get in their heads. Like, if it causes like a 1 point of advantage, everyone's like, the Seahawks, us 12s, the 12th man, that's nothing. I want to commit like psychological damage. Or, like, look up their family members that like died earlier, something to get inside their head. And this is why my idea of new Veterans Stadium that has like 200,000 people, I want an entire like 900 level where the tickets are $1 each, and I want only the biggest scumbags in the entire region to go and say the most horrendous shit. They just need to be within like throwing distance of the field somehow. Give them something. I don't know.
Batteries to throw people.
yeah, this idea of
They
like,
should give out batteries.
An
You get a
entire
pack of
like
Duracell
upper
batteries.
level just being like first of all cheap seats so that any Philadelphia can go and be a piece of shit. But like they're only available to
Just put
Philadelphia.
bleachers
is the
up.
biggest part of it.
Just put bleachers up so you
Yeah,
can
you don't
stuff as
need
many
anything
people in
crazy.
as you can.
Yeah,
as
you should-
can.
Go around whatever legal loopholes you need to make it safe enough. But other than that, just put all the
The degenerates
the
up there.
degenerates up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that way you can have like civilization at the low levels. Because like the degenerates like have no money and don't deserve to be with the normal people. They should
They're
be
already in the cheap seats.
Yeah, so just let the family friendly, like, oh, we're here with the autism safe zone and all this shit. Like, it's a football game. I want lunatics that are just like burning people alive. And yeah, so like stop trying to make like football into like Disney World.
Yeah,
okay?
it should be like a UFC crowd up in those upper levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could like fund the whole thing. You could just make a reality show of just like Veterans Stadium Court. Like if Judge Judy's a big thing, can you imagine how great that would be every week? And you said it's like make the
Philly court.
Yeah.
Well, no, just like stadium court.
Yeah.
All the people that get arrested at the stadium for like drunken
Have like a
disorderly.
Delco judge down there. Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
all rise, get up, jerk offs, get up.
Dude, listen, dickhead, why'd you throw up on the little girl? Dude, she was a fucking Cowboys fan.
Yeah, then you're good. You're off. You're good.
Who even brought this guy in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. And then just make the jail like a penalty box with like translucent plexiglass, and like everyone can like look at the criminals that are arrested like zoo animals. That would be funny.
Yeah, the worst that you can get is 5 minutes in timeout.
Yeah, it's like the penalty
Behind the
box.
Yeah.
It's just we just make it a drunk tank, and they just get released the next day, no matter what they did, as long as everyone's still breathing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if they commit murder, I guess you do have to put them in jail.
Well,
Yeah.
we did cover the illegality of murder last week, so
yeah, if you're a CEO, what do you call it when a hot Italian man kills a CEO? A good start. Laugh track. I don't know. Some people. You always expect the revolution to happen, but most Americans like already changed the channel. They're like, all right, whatever. One less CEO. That's like what's fucked about the system. They still had the board meeting after he got killed, and like the world goes on. It keeps on turning. Yeah. So that guy's denying everyone's claims. It's not fun.
So everybody now, book your tickets to New Orleans because the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
we are
Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
best team in the league.
Baker Mayfield's going to beat
I
us in the
sound
playoffs.
like Baker Mayfield is not
Stop
going to
it.
beat us in the playoffs. That fucking
I want the-
clown
I
is going
want
to get
the
his
Bucs.
ass kicked. Yeah, give me
I
the
want
Bucks.
the Bucs.
Give me the Bucks. Fuck the Bucks. I want revenge for 2002 and last year.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Jerk-offs. And 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, they beat us in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, Jalen's first
They just historically had our number in the playoffs.
As they say, defense wins championships. That's why I'm super optimistic.
We only lost them because we didn't have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, first of all.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
believe we would have beat them. They have to come into Philly, into the cold. They have to come out of their warm element. The Eagles are beating them. Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. I'm ready to get the ticket to New Orleans.
I don't really see it.
Shitty fucking city. I'm ready to go. Get me to the Superdome. Eagles are going. Book the ticket. Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl 50.
The score? Oh, the
what
year.
Number are
58?
What number is Super Bowl? I'll never forget because the Roman numeral for 50 is L, and the NFL refused to name it Super Bowl L. So that was the only Super Bowl where they just had 50. Does it say what the which Super Bowl it is? We don't even know. XXL X72 fucking Roman numerals.
There you go.
That's Super Bowl 59, right?
59.
Yep.
59. Super Bowl 59, New Orleans. Book it now. The Philadelphia Eagles are going. And I don't know. I don't know if we'll win it.
I tell you guys about my ladder bet to get Super Bowl tickets?
No.
So at the beginning of the season, I did this last year. I really got burned by it last year, but I did this last year. I placed a $1,000 bet on the Eagles winning their division. We obviously didn't do that because of the skid at the end. But I did it again this year rather than doing division. I did their over-under for wins, which was 10.5. And the idea is once you hit the first bet, with a ladder, right, you keep placing bets on following things. So the first thing I want to place on is first round of the playoffs, then second round, then third round. And then the idea is by the time you get to the NFC Championship winnings, you'll have enough to pay for a Super Bowl ticket. So winnings after my first round of betting was like almost $1,700. And then depending on whether or not they get the bye is going to feed into it, but also like odds in each game is going to feed into it too. But like doing the basic math after the NFC Championship game, I'd be around like $7,000, which is enough to buy a ticket.
You heard it here, folks.
Nice.
Here first, folks. Gamblers they never lose. They only quit too soon. So just keep doubling down if it doesn't work.
And we always have a plan.
Always have a plan. I have a system, bro. I have a system.
Always have
Trust
a
the
system.
system.
Always have a plan.
But yeah, I mean, I should bet against the Eagles every week because either they win and I'm happy, I don't care about losing the bet, or they lose and I get free money. It's like
why does Joe call me a Negadelphian?
It's called I am defending
hedging your bets.
My feelings.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to feel bad if it happens.
Coward.
Wow. All right. I'll be really Negadelphia. You're not ready for this. You know, Hurts lover over here. Who's the worst quarterback we could put in our offense and improve it than what it is now? I feel like we put in like Kirk Cousins and
No.
The worst possible quarterback?
yeah, like who's the worst quarterback that would be an upgrade?
Are we only talking like starters or
I'm just
all
saying.
quarterbacks?
I'm just saying.
'Cause
Like
you
anyone
would be
in the
pretty bad in this offense. You know what I mean? Like
no, I'm saying anyone in the
Yeah, you would
NFL.
suck dick.
Yeah. Well, if we put in a kid with a wheelchair, obviously that would not work
The
well.
kid for the Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
His name Hooper.
I'm just saying, like around the league, like with Sam Darnold doing so well and shit, and it just like Hurts does all these
I
frustrating.
think Hurts would be
things.
better than Sam Darnold on this.
So that's what I'm
offense.
saying. Like,
you need a quarterback who has mobility.
Who
for
is the
one.
worst quarterback that you plug in this very good offense with a great offensive line and great weapons that would, you know, making it better? Like where's that Mendoza line quarterback? Like who is that guy?
Mendoza line quarterback probably is Kirk Cousins, but like what Hurts does in this offense goes underappreciated. There's only like 3 guys in the league that have his mobility and his IQ in the run game. If you watch a lot of the play design in their back-to-back calls and a lot of drives, they'll run the same play with him and Saquon in the backfield and just run it, you know, opposite reads where like they're just making the defense bite either way and they're just creating more space. But if you look at the play design, it's the same play just like flipped or ran to the other side. Like it doesn't. So what Jalen does in the run game goes underappreciated because it creates so much space for Saquon. Where if you have a guy like Kirk Cousins, defenses aren't afraid of that guy running. No. So those holes aren't there.
They're not going to bite on it.
Yeah,
that is true. But who are the other mobile quarterbacks in the league?
I think Justin Fields could run it.
I mean Fields, but like I don't think Fields is even touches what Hurts does in the passing game. Lamar is the other guy. Lamar is the other guy that
I think Bryce Young.
Lamar in this offense would be insane.
I think Bryce Young could.
He could, but I mean Hurts is miles ahead of him.
Right
He's
now,
not even close.
I think Bryce Young's a better thrower.
This guy loves Bryce Young.
Bryce Young has played like
give it up.
3 good weeks of football. Where is this coming from?
Well, he's on the Panthers. If you put him in our offense, I think he would succeed.
That's true for a lot of bad quarterbacks, but Bryce Young has done nothing with the Panthers up until a couple weeks ago.
But he did a lot at Alabama.
Jalen Hurts didn't, and he transferred and then did more in the NFL than Bryce Young did.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Josh Allen in our offense? We would just be like the greatest.
Josh Allen
team
is
of
the
all
other
time.
guy.
Josh Allen would be better than Jalen Hurts in our offense.
Yeah.
Josh Allen would be better than everyone but Mahomes and any.
I think
offense.
Lamar Jackson would be better in our offense than Jalen, too.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson's a 2-time MVP.
Bryce Young.
I wish we could take Prime Vic and put him in this offense.
I talk about this all the time. The excitement going into that season, right after that long Deshaun completion against Washington, I don't think I've ever been as excited at the beginning of the season than I had been that year.
Yeah, I mean, and he never learned how to slide and protect himself. That was Vic's problem.
Yeah, if he ever
just protected himself. I remember I never saw the Eagles offense, I think, run better than Chip Kelly's first game in Philly.
So I looked at just because idiots on Twitter were trying to tell me about the MVP race and Josh Allen and all this, and basically my argument is if Saquon gets the record, he deserves MVP, and Josh Allen is close to none of these records, none of the season-long records, I should say, like passing yards, passing touchdowns, any of that. So I was looking up quarterback rating, and in the top 5, Nick Foles under Chip Kelly in 2013 has the 4th best. I think it's 4th. I'll look it up now. He had the 4th best quarterback rating for a season.
Yeah,
because Nick Foles is the greatest quarterback ever, and I've been saying this
he was
since
on
we
fire.
drafted him.
He was on fire, and I remember the game. He had 7 touchdowns against Oakland. He had the snow game. Yeah, Nick Foles was on fire.
Dude, at the snow game, though, that section I was with, there's like a Barry Sanders guy like 30 rows ahead, and everyone was trying to hit him with snowballs, and then the security come in, stop with the snowballs. As soon as they leave, like a million snowballs keep hitting this guy. Like he had to leave.
Yeah, there he is, number
Nick
5.
Foles, number 5.
So much better. Ryan Tannehill, number 6.
119.2.
Yeah, that makes me feel worse about it with Tannehill right behind him.
Yeah, but that was 6 years later because the NFL has completely
Tannehill
become
year-
offensive.
But Tannehill was very good that year.
I think that Tannehill year was the year that Henry got 2,000.
Tannehill had such a crazy career.
No, it was
I
year
was
before, it
at
was year
the
before.
game. Me and Doug went to the game where Tennessee went into Baltimore when they were the number 1 seed. It was Lamar's first MVP year.
Yeah.
And we went to that game where Tennessee went in there and beat them, where Derrick Henry threw the touchdown pass. Derrick Henry had a huge game.
Derrick Henry has a bunch of touchdown passes.
He does.
For a running back.
He does.
Tannehill had such a weird career. He's a converted wide receiver from college. He was drafted. He was totally shit to the point where people were laughing at them like, yeah, he's going to break out finally. He's going to break out. And when everyone gave up hope, then he did finally break out and had a semi-decent career.
Yeah, he's got 4 on his career.
Yeah. I was there for one of them.
No one's better
But
than LT.
that was
shit.
such a just mess of a night for us. We showed up to Baltimore. This is shortly after we started Enterprise Sports. That was in January. We started in the end of November. We show up to this game with some shitty lemonade stand table. We had DJ speakers, and we're doing a live show in the parking lot of some shit tailgate, and our generator didn't have oil, so overheated. So we had to find some gas station to walk to. Ran out of gas. We had to get gas. It was a mess. It was a complete mess. And then it spilled all over the back of my car. So we had to drive in the middle of the winter with the windows down 95 because we would have literally infumigated ourselves and just probably crashed on 95. It was
That's something to
it
document.
was hilarious. It was. It's just always something we look back on and laugh at. But also we both bet the Tennessee Titans, so we were listening to it on the radio and literally losing our minds going how it was fucking awesome. It was great.
It's crazy. Patrick Mahomes' best year is only 12. I knew Nick Foles was the best quarterback ever. Brock Purdy, get the fuck out of here. I hate the recency bias because it's they're making the league. It's you can't compare eras because of how they're rigging offense.
This is the take right now with Saquon, and he needs to average I think he needs to average 140 yards for the last 3 games to break the record. But the narrative around the MVP talk, I think, should be if he does break the record. Like I said, he should get MVP regardless of what Josh Allen is doing because Josh Allen isn't even close to the passing yards record. He's at 25,000 or 2,500 on the year. He's not close on the passing touchdowns record. I mean,
where's he at?
I think he has 25.
Can they just make?
That's not even close. Well, he runs a lot too.
Can they just make?
Yeah, but even he has the rushing touchdowns record for quarterbacks in a single season. But Hurts is going to break it. He's only 1 behind him. He had 15 last year. Josh Allen. Hurts already has 14.
Or all the haters they're not real touchdowns because they push him. Shut the fuck up. Cross the plane.
Rushing touchdown's a rushing touchdown.
They do the same shit now with Josh Allen. They call it the snowplow.
Yeah.
But are they just gonna? When are they just gonna make the Tom Brady award that they give to the best quarterback, and then let the MVP be everyone else? Like, I hate that. Like, you have to be like ungodly, and a quarterback can be like mediocre.
Yeah, this is my whole point. Pisses me off. Is like Saquon is having an historic season. Josh Allen has 3,300 passing yards, and the all-time record is in like the 5,200s. Like, it's not even fucking close.
Breeze was getting like 5,000 with the 16 games too.
Yeah, and he's only got 25 touchdowns. Josh Allen, the record's like 53. He's not going to break any record at all. He's not having a historic season.
Does Breeze have
Saquon
an MVP?
is.
Did Breeze win the MVP in 09?
I want to say he has at least one.
I would say if any year he won, it was probably 2009.
He definitely won one, but he's always in the like close, and then he like never gets it.
Oh no, he never won.
He never won one.
He never won an MVP?
No, 09 was probably it was probably Peyton Manning.
Well, that's the AI overview. Who knows how
09 was probably Peyton Manning because they were both undefeated. They both got to like 12-0, so it was probably Peyton Manning. Look up 2009 MVP. It was probably Peyton Manning.
He had 4, right?
That's NBA.
LeBron James, how did he do that?
I would say it was probably Peyton.
Yeah.
Peyton.
Yeah.
He's so good. Giant forehead.
Who's your top 5 quarterbacks ever?
The vote.
Top 5 NFL quarterbacks ever.
We were just talking about eras, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's hard to judge like current, like, because Marino set. This is the crazy thing when, especially talking about Saquon's year compared to Josh Allen this year, in terms of eras. The year that Dickerson broke the rushing record, Marino also broke the passing yards record and the touchdowns record in the same season.
I think it was his rookie year too.
It was early on. I think it was.
Marino was 84. So much better than those guys.
But he was. But this was like, the league was passing more than they ever did. But like, it wasn't like it is now. Like we pass. These records are going to be broken for sure in the future. These passing.
And when
records.
they go to the 18 games, it's going to wreck all the records.
Yeah. So like, I know Marino's never won, but if we're just talking about quarterback play, he's in my top 5 for sure.
Okay.
Considering the era and what he did in that era.
Okay. And with guys who really weren't great receivers. I mean, he had pretty average receivers. He had like Mark Duper. He didn't have anybody.
I mean, nobody memorable,
great.
Really.
I don't think he ever had any, Hall of Fame guys. I wouldn't put him. So you put Marino in your top 5.
I think he's a guy that's not talked about enough when it comes to quarterbacks. Okay. I know like a lot of people, and you should value winning and getting those championships for sure. But like, if you're going to pick a guy that didn't happen for, that has all those stats, it's Marino.
Yeah.
If he liked it, he should have put a ring on it.
He tried.
See, I'm a guy I'm not a Breeze guy. I always thought Breeze was just he was a stat-filling guy, and he had a lot of games where they were down big.
He's a big system guy, too. Like, him and Peyton together were
to me, whoever made the comparison, to me, whenever people would say, like, Breeze over Aaron Rodgers, I was like, you're nuts. Aaron Rodgers, to me, was just a way better talent.
Yeah, I mean, and again, they played in the same era, so you can make this comparison. They have this like similar stats in terms of like what they're able to do in a single season or in a game or whatever it is. But Aaron has the clutch factor that like Drew never touched really, and he won a Super Bowl.
Better too.
He won multiple MVPs. Like the stats and the awards speak for themselves on that conversation.
Here's a good one. How about Big Ben or Drew Brees?
I mean, in a vacuum, Brees. Ben did more winning clearly.
Yeah.
But
Ben had better players too.
What a good era for quarterbacks. We have Tom Brady, Peyton
we were
Manning,
spoiled.
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers,
Phillip Rivers,
Roethlisberger, even dumbasses like Eli
Sam
Manning.
Darnold.
I mean, how about ours? Come on, Donovan was pretty good. I know he let us down a lot.
Donovan was good.
But in that era, he was a very good quarterback.
Greatest quarterback to ever play for the Eagles. Honestly, statistically, he's the best quarterback to ever play for the Eagles.
Number 5 may always love you, but I will always hate number 5. We still need to know, did he throw up? Because we all remember it.
Yeah,
was
he
this
did.
like was this like a
he did. He was drinking the night before.
What a dumbass.
Yeah, it was Campbell. You want to see it?
Yeah, let's. Is it on video? Because all these people are like gaslighting me. Actually, it never happened.
You think it's what's that called? Mandela effect?
Yeah, Mandela effect. Like the King Henry VIII with the eating the giant turkey leg. Apparently, there's never been that picture of it. The Berenstain Bears.
On the Fruit of the Loom, there was no cornucopia. That's not in the Super Bowl though.
Ads.
I remember that game. That was We lost that game. John Gruden was the coach of them. We lost on a 63-yard field goal.
You have this like fucking photographic memory. I had Eggs Benedict that day.
I remember I watched it in my room. I remember who I was with.
I want to say it was like right before or close to the play where he threw the pick at the end of the game to Harrison.
Because like everyone's like, you can't. There's no footage of it because it never happened. You guys just made it up.
T.O. literally said, "Man, I wasn't the one thrown up in the huddle."
Oh, he said McNabb was or T.O. was?
No, they were like going at T.O. and T.O. was like, "Well, I wasn't the one thrown up in the huddle."
Yeah.
Basically shitting on. So I'll ask you this: we'll go Philadelphia all-time Mount Rushmore. Who are the 4 guys from Philadelphia sports that you put on your Mount Rushmore?
Can't not say Doc.
You put Dawkins. You think Dawkins all-time
for like his personality, what he meant to the team, what he meant to the players, what he meant and his longevity with the team too.
And this is all-time Philadelphia sports. You put Dawkins in.
How many Philadelphia sports athletes have their own like hype video?
Well, probably not many.
Like in the respect that like he had like a Weapon X that like aired on ESPN. Like it wasn't just like some bozo putting together a highlight reel. I gotta say Doc.
Okay.
Number 1, Nick Foles. Number 2, 3, and 4, his dick.
Nick Foles is an interesting one, right? Because Philadelphians are never going to forget
what he did.
Right. But in terms of like longevity and like things he actually did and outside of that season, he was a backup that year, right? Like, and yes, he played his ass off, but like he didn't do anything outside that.
He's
besides
like
the
such
Chip
a
Kelly
living
years.
meme. I love him.
Yeah. I don't know that it was the wrong decision though to let him walk instead of Wentz, because I mean
Wentz was the future in that time.
What did he do with who was it? Jacksonville he went to after?
But he's only been in Philly.
But these are things that you just say. There's no way of proving that.
If we knew what we know now,
I do wish that he got a full season under Doug. I do wish we could have seen that, especially after the year where the double doink happened. Like Foles just led them back to the playoffs. Things were just clicking. The players really did like Nick Foles. They wanted to play with Nick Foles. Alshon Jeffrey made it very clear. I just wish we could have got to see that full year with him under Doug, and got to see a full season with them to see what they were actually capable of doing.
If we knew what we know now, after we won that Super Bowl, we should have traded Wentz for 3 first-round picks to fucking Denver with that goofy horse teeth GM of a owner or GM, their former quarterback.
Elway?
Would have definitely accepted it. We'd be a lit team, and then Foles would lead us. If Foles won back-to-back Super Bowls, that'd be my dream, because then they would be forced to put him in the Hall of Fame, or they'd have to keep out their bullshit.
I think he's already in the Hall of Fame.
They're actually as inducted as a player. They'd have to keep out their Down syndrome Eli Manning that they love so much, because he just somehow wins 2 and like did nothing else in his whole career.
Yeah, Eli Manning. Like if we want to talk about white privilege, Eli Manning to have that starting job as long as he did. I know he had some good seasons and like won the Super Bowl against a Patriots team that was undefeated. But
he has like one top 5 season.
Yeah,
in his whole
like
career.
He wasn't like. What I'm saying is like if Nick Foles were given the same opportunity that Eli Manning was because of his last name, like he would have produced more.
And Eli Manning was never the reason they were even winning the Super Bowls. Like yes,
he
played solid.
It was a defense,
but they always had a great defensive line and that's what it was. But they ran the ball extremely well, and they had a good defense. Brandon Jacobs, Mod Bradshaw,
never
forget.
Your throat. They got Tom Brady talking shit before that game. He's like, "What? They think we're only going to score 21? Okay." And then what? They score like 14 or
17. We lost 21-17.
You really do.
What was the dew point and the humidity?
Game was in Arizona.
What was the stadium attendance?
Fox did the game. I know Joe Buck was on the call. David Tyree made that catch, I think, with 35 seconds left. But Plexico Barros is the one who made the prediction.
What was the NASDAQ at?
Leg. What's that?
What was the NASDAQ index at?
I don't know. But yeah.
They didn't have a ticker at the game?
Don't think so. But yeah.
So we got Doc, Foles. Who's your guy?
Who's my guy? I can give you my 4.
Go.
Do it.
My all-time. I think Bobby Clark's got to be on it. Your all-time.
Sorry, you were talking all Philadelphia.
I was talking all Philadelphia.
Not just Eagles.
I was talking all Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, Bobby Clark for sure.
All Philadelphia. I think it's got to be Bobby Clark.
You can't argue with Bobby Clark.
I think it's got to be Bobby Clark. You go to the Phillies, it's got to be Schmidt. He's the greatest third baseman ever played. He's the best player to ever play for the Phillies.
Yeah.
So I think you got to put Schmidt. Now, you don't have to put one from each team. I mean, if you want to, you can.
I feel like you kind of do that.
But if you want to do that, then yeah. If you go the Sixers, Wilt Chamberlain?
I would go AI.
You would go AI over.
I mean, none of us watched Wilt Chamberlain.
No, none of us did. But you go.
They didn't
AI
even televise the game he scored 100 points on. Like I love it for the history of the team. But like,
you go AI over.
What if he only scored like 20 points?
You go AI over Irving.
Again, like I didn't watch him play.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I mean, you could put. Right? I mean, listen, I love AI.
I think Irving had like a lot of impact. He also won, which is the thing he has over AI.
But he wasn't. I mean, he was a very good player, but you can make the argument that Moses Malone was better than him on that championship team.
Sure, Moses is a tough guy to like, though. You know,
4-5-0.
Yeah.
But and then you go and then who's the other squad that we're missing? Flyers, Philly.
You didn't pick an Eagle.
I didn't pick an Eagle. I mean, do you go Reggie White?
Hard
to argue with Reggie White,
who's
David
maybe
Akers.
the best player to ever play for the organization.
Akers all the way.
100%. No. It's not maybe. It is.
Right, I just mean it for argument's sake. Like,
yeah, I mean, Reggie White is the greatest talent to ever play for the Eagles.
You have to count that he wasn't like fully with the team for his whole career. I think.
Yeah, but his stats are still like off the chart.
That's why usually like Dawkins is always the first thing. I know he didn't play his entire year, but like his longevity with the Eagles and like what he meant to the city.
Because it's hard
and
to
fans
pick Reggie when he wins a Super Bowl with the Packers.
Yeah.
I still put Reggie. Reggie was the best talent to ever play.
He's the best player,
and I still think he played long enough in Philly where you put him on. He played 9 years here. It's like he still was here long enough. He's the second greatest defensive player, in my opinion, to ever play football.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor's number one. But, Reggie's right after
it's I guess if your criteria for like your Mount Rushmore of Philly athletes is who are the best players, then yeah, you can't argue with Reggie White.
Yeah.
If it's just your own personal Mount Rushmore of Philly athletes in terms of like who do you like the most and who did you enjoy watching the most and stuff like that. Like, all right, that's typically
we could do that too. Yeah. So who are your four?
Do you have different answers for yours? Because the guys
I liked,
guys,
of course.
We should have a Mount Rushmore of players that you love but they suck.
I just mean taking out like that.
The greatness.
They were just good. Like Reggie White.
Just guys
you
liked.
You didn't watch Reggie White growing up, is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So like, who was your favorite player for the Eagles, for the Phillies?
Well, I could do a Mount Rushmore of that too.
Yeah.
No, I mean we can go ahead if you want to start. Guys I liked, I can.
I mean, I already gave you a doc, but yeah, I mean, I didn't watch Bobby. I love Bobby, but my era of Flyers hockey, and this ended terribly, but Mike Richards was probably my favorite player to watch until he left.
I like it.
For the Phillies, Rollins. There were other guys, but
I'm
Rollins
a big
takes
Rollins
the cake.
guy. Well, Rollins was also the best one to play for those Phillies teams.
Yeah,
Rollins the only
MVP season.
Yeah,
he's the guy that called a shot in 2007. Yeah, we didn't finish the job there that year, but we got it in 2008.
Spark plug for great leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
If I go like Flyers, I'm between two guys. I was a huge John LeClair guy growing up.
Sure.
Had a ton of LeClair jerseys. But then I was a huge Danny Briere guy. Not only because we shared the same name, but I also really like Simon Gagne. So for me, it's. But I feel like I would go Danny Briere. I was a huge Danny Briere guy.
Does no one care about Giroux? What about Giroux?
I like Giroux, but I wasn't on the Giroux train like everybody else was.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Giroux in a sense because they never really had a team.
Yeah, I wish he would have been on a cup run team because he would be.
Well, he was. He was on the 10 team, and he was arguably the best talent on that team.
Not at that time. He became
skill-wise. I
meant more like when he was like our franchise
He wasn't the
player.
leader yet. The best player on the Stanley Cup run team was Chris Pronger. Honestly, he was
with
the
a
anchor.
broken. Hatcher was playing with a broken leg that year.
Yeah.
Pronger was playing with some other shit too.
Pronger was just a fucking anchor.
Yeah.
For that team.
Did he even play a game the next season? He was
Not
playing
really,
with crazy injuries.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, it wasn't good.
I don't think there was people will talk about Broad Street Bullies all they want, but there are a few teams that played as tough as that team in the modern era.
Well, not only that, I mean, you can look back at the 80s teams, too, the Flyers had. I mean, those teams, that team in 87 was so beat up, and it's not talked about enough. And Mike Keenan looked at that team as like a fucking vial of toothpaste, and he squeezed every last ounce of effort out of that team you can get. And they went toe-to-toe. I mean, you look at the Flyers team in 87. That team had no business going 7 games with the Edmonton Oilers of the 80s.
No.
And they were down 3-1 in that series, and they forced a Game 7.
Pretty good.
Very good. But
I just want to say Jason Kelsey is a total clown wearing a stupid hat, making himself at the center of attention, chasing clout. So I can't believe someone would do such a fucking ridiculous thing. And Brandon Brooks has anxiety, and Lane is juicing. And I say I hate these Eagles, and I'm a Washington football team fan. Go back to no branding. They're like the no brand of football teams. But anyway, I like this hat.
It's more comfortable than you think it is, right?
Well, it feels like it weighs 50 pounds. I'm about to have an aneurysm.
So guys that I like, I mean, for the Eagles, I'd probably put Deshaun. I was a huge Deshaun Jackson guy.
Sure.
Phillies, you said Rollins. For me, I would say Harper.
Yeah.
Is my favorite Philly probably ever.
Sure. He's got to get one, though.
He's got to get one. What team am I missing? The Sixers?
Yeah.
It's hard. You know what sucks? Because I loved Ben Simmons so much when he got here. And he turned into such a fucking
guy.
I was a big
jerk-off.
Ben
I
defender,
was
too.
such a huge... Because he was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Listen, put the cards on the table. Ben Simmons is a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
He is a fucking jerk-off.
The worst
But
personality in a basketball player of all time.
Hunter, yeah. No.
Charmin soft.
But...
Well, he had a medical condition, bitchitis. We already went over this.
But... You can't deny, for the people who say Ben Simmons was never fucking good, are just...
That's what's so annoying.
No, he was never good with the Nets.
He had
They were
all
just
the
inept.
talent. He just has the mentality of a fucking molestation victim or something. I don't know. I've never seen such a weak mentally. How do you forget to shoot the ball and play basketball? It's just...
We drafted two guys at 1 and 2 that couldn't shoot foul shots.
Yeah.
That literally went fucking brain dead. Their brains literally short-circuited when they would go to the foul line. Markelle Fultz looked like he had a
Fultz is
fucking...
worse.
Fultz looked like he had a disability at the line.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're a fucking guard and just can't shoot foul shots. And then
It's
Ben
insane.
Simmons would just throw fucking line drives at the rim. It was actually pathetic to watch. And the guy that we draft from Kansas, who's 7'1", he's a fucking African, Embiid, is one of the greatest foul shooters of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they
And
normally the big
just
men
picked up a
suck
basketball
that?
at 16 years old. Like, didn't play his whole life.
And
He
he's
was
literally
just
money at the
tall
line.
over there, and they're like, you can probably play basketball. Played volleyball as a kid.
Yeah.
I just-
and soccer.
I just
Yeah.
hate the NBA players that don't want to look like women or gay or whatever, that refuse to do the underhand foul shot even if it works more. Can we get what's his name? McCain?
Rick Barry used to
I'd
do
let
it.
him go hee hee after every shot if it went in. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Just whatever wins.
He shows up to games with painted nails. But if he's making shots, nobody cares.
I feel bad for him when he did go down. Jared McKeon was
Yeah,
playing at a very
yeah.
high level, and you hear him in his interviews and
torn
stuff.
meniscus.
He sounds like a really good dude.
Yeah.
He's a little fucking. He might
He's
be,
just TikTok addicted.
he's a little koomsy.
He's a zoomer.
Yeah, he's a little koomsy.
That's what it is.
But listen, that's here nor there.
Also,
That's here nor there. But back to Ben Simmons. I mean, he got so much hate after he left, and people say, "Oh, he sucked." Jimmy Butler leaving, I think, killed his role. That was the best Ben Simmons that we ever got because he didn't have to shoot the ball. I feel like he would succeed so much now as a facilitator because you have guys who can score. It's a shame.
Him and Jimmy together were the problem mentally.
I know. But it was the best basketball that we had seen since 01.
Yeah, that team was supposed to win.
That team was the team to win it. And you got your championship against the Raptors because whoever came out of that series was winning the championship. We would have beat the Warriors too. The Warriors were so banged up. They didn't have the depth that they had in previous years. Durant tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
And we were just really good defensively.
Kawhi walked on that play. It's plain as day.
He
They
did.
just never call walks.
But they don't
just
call it, which
call
is fucking bullshit.
Such
They don't
bullshit.
call it. Kawhi Leonard catches that ball. He takes 5 steps?
If you
Even if you're being conservative, he takes 4 steps.
Yeah.
Even if you're being conservative, but he takes 5.
if
he
you
walks
travel,
on the
you should
inbound.
get penalty box for 30 seconds.
This Twitter trend that you should do
He wants
penalty
to make hockey and incorporate
penalty
every
boxes in
sport.
other sports that aren't hockey is so stupid.
They should add ice and checking.
Yeah.
No,
But-
this was your idea for soccer. You just turn
That's
soccer
true.
into
Just
hockey.
Turn soccer into hockey. But
You can stab people with your skate.
But Ben Simmons made Carson Wentz seem as mentally tough as Chase Utley. This is how bad we were dealing with. I just never saw a player like that. He's Australian. You can't trust those fucking people.
Well, he was told since he was
Fuck you talking
14
about?
years old that he was going to be the next
about
LeBron James. That's going to give a guy a complex for sure. I'm not making an excuse for him, but that's part of it. He was told he was the next LeBron James at 14 years old. And he
I was
believed
told
that
the same
shit.
thing, and I ended up well.
Yeah,
Definitely
but
not deranged.
you had no evidence of that being true with your athletic
matter.
talent. He did.
Your athletic prowess.
My prowess.
It makes so much sense.
I'm really good at basketball. I fucking hated that sport more than any other sport. I still do not have
What
the
sport
court.
were you good at?
I liked. I played CYO football. That was fun. I did.
How'd
both.
you do?
I was a Chuck Benerick. I played both sides.
You
The
went
one
pretty-
guy was like, "You
played both
could try
ways.
out for judge." And I'm like, "Well, I came into school one time. The teacher thought I was beaten at home because all the bruises on my arm." I played lacrosse. That was fun. I played goalie for that. Sometimes that's the worst sport to play goalie. You get hit with these like
You don't get any pads.
50
Get the
pounds.
pads. Who made that up?
You get hit at like it goes at Mach 50 and it weighs like a ton. So I would just throw my whole body in the way because like this net as big as it is, you're still not catching it. And they're like, good job for doing it. I'm like, I feel like I want to die.
Yeah, like why don't what is that?
I think they wear like leg pads, and there's like minimal
there's
pads
got-
outside
you-
of
they
that.
wear a
but,
cup,
like,
but like I had no leg pads. I had pads up here and the
Yeah,
arm.
you wear, like,
arm guards
shoulder
things.
pads.
like shin guards.
Maybe some. Why don't they dress like a hockey goalie?
Oh yeah, you should have seen my legs when I played that shit. And then what else did I play? I hated basketball. I played soccer. One time, when a little kid, everyone was yelling, "I kick the ball, kick the ball!" And I played defense, but a bee landed on the ball, and I was afraid to kick it because I didn't want to get stung. And everyone's like, "Why won't you kick it?" I had to wait for the bee to fly away before I kicked it. So it looked like I was like fucking
By
with
that point,
everyone.
the ball was already stolen.
And what else? Baseball. I was all contact, no power or speed, but you could steal at Little League because no one has the coordination to throw you out. They would just miss every time.
Yeah, that's true. I was a beast on the base paths once I got on base. Little league.
Were you a pitcher?
No, I played center field and catcher.
Oh yeah, you got that catcher body type where you could probably throw the guys out at like second base.
Pause. What?
Or they're like have,
Oh,
like,
you're
the-
not making a game.
Yeah, no,
joke.
I'm saying well, hey,
What do you say?
catcher
You said
body
I have a
type.
catcher body type.
I'm a pitcher myself.
What is it you're trying to say?
Because usually the catchers are just like, you have down low and like throw you out with the fucking. I've played dodgeball with you. I know you can throw people out.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying like you had the big arm, but usually the guys that are pitchers are like 6'6".
Well, that's why I played center field and catcher was because I had a pretty good arm, but I didn't pitch just because I had a fastball and that was about it.
Yeah,
you typically
and you know how I ice skate. I went to his like third birthday party and ice skating. I'm going 1 inch at a time, just walking. That's the last time I've ever ice skated.
You grew up playing ice
My
hockey.
sixth
You can't
birthday.
teach this guy how to skate when you're growing up.
No, it was an impossible
It'd
task.
be like
no one
teaching
could
a
do
dog
it.
how to meow.
It'd be like teaching Ben Simmons how to shoot free throws. Just why wouldn't he shoot? What was his fucking problem? Just shoot.
He thought he knew better than the fans.
But
Which,
We'd
like,
rather you try and fail than
If we
not
would've
try
just
because
kept-
you're afraid of failing, which
Jimmy
makes
Butler,
you
he
fail.
wouldn't have had to shoot.
Oh my god.
That was the thing. He was such a good facilitator, and he could drive when need be. That team, it
they
just like
they hated each other though. So
yeah,
like
we should have traded Ben Simmons bum ass and kept Jimmy Butler. We probably would have won the championship. By
But
now.
they were gonna.
I
they were
agree.
gonna
hates us
I
now.
agree.
Fuck
But
the
at the
league.
time,
They were
like,
gonna
that would
ride
not
with
have gone
Simmons.
over.
Simmons was 22 years old, or
Yeah,
21
yeah.
years
That's
old,
what I'm
and
saying.
he was the future. They drafted him number one
It's the
overall. They
same-
weren't gonna ride with Butler.
It's the same thing
Wentz
with-
and Foles.
yeah, exactly.
They weren't gonna
Wentz and
ride
Foles.
with Foles.
But they should have seen the future and did the right move.
You're right. They should have
They
seen the
should have seen
future.
the future.
They should have
To me,
consumed
if Carson
the
Wentz
spice
still,
melange.
if Carson Wentz still didn't get hurt, I still think the Eagles would have won the Super Bowl. I just think they were.
I think so
dusty.
too. He was having an MVP season that year too.
He was elite.
I think we
Yeah.
got lucky in a way because I think Belichick would have drawn up some crazy fucking shit to get in his weak little head, and I think the fact that we threw Foles in there and there wasn't a lot of tape threw them off.
But how weak would
Yeah.
his head have been if he'd had this MVP run season all the way to the Super Bowl?
Since we know he was Charmin bitch made and super soft, I'm sure if he would have did.
If he would
Belichick
have
would
won
have
the
did some
Super Bowl,
shit.
though, I think his mindset would have been fine.
Maybe.
You just-
But
once you know
if
you
he
can
wins
beat-
the Super Bowl, and this is a guy that still gets hurt frequently,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would have drafted Hurts, and that situation may have played out the same way.
He
Still
got so
think
butthurt
You
over
still
them.
think if he was the
Well,
guy
if-
that won the Super Bowl, they would have drafted Hurts?
Guess he's always hurt.
Well,
That's
yeah,
a great
because
que-
you,
that's a
because
good
you need
argument.
you
That's-
need a backup quarterback.
I agree, but
That's
yeah.
why they drafted. When they drafted Hurts, I didn't expect him to be a starter in a couple of years. They drafted him because Wentz has injury history, and whether or not he got hurt in his MVP season or not, he has injury history. So they were going to draft a guy.
What
It
do you
didn't
get hurt?
matter whether it was going to be Jalen Hurts in the second round or somebody else later on.
What do you
It
get
would
hurt
have been a
3 years in
problem.
row, right?
Yeah, I think he.
Because
we can look
he
at
tore his
injuries.
ACL, then he hurt his back, right? It was the second year he came back.
Then he got clownied.
and then he got clowneyed that year in
I was at that Clowney
2019.
game. Speaking of, I've been at games where a lot of players got hurt. I was
Yeah,
at the
maybe you
TO
should
game.
Stop fucking going. to
Get
games.
the hell out of here.
I was at the-
all his
I was at
jerseys,
the
the
Seattle.
players, something
Have you
bad
been to a
We
game
happened.
talked
this
about
year?
this. Yeah, I've been to. I went to the Rams game.
You were at the Rams game. Did anybody get hurt in that game?
No.
Start going to Cowboys division.
Oh, you went out to LA.
I went to 4. The Eagles have played 5 times, I think, at the Rams since they've been in LA. I went to 4 of the games. They won all of them.
You just you a big LA guy?
I have friends out there from college.
It's a fun town.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. Au revoir, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
This is Slightly Relatable, guys. As always, thank you for listening. Joe, thank you for helping us out. Thank you for looking up and making sure all the stats are right.
Yeah, of course, guys.
Adios, muchachos. See you next week or month or whatever the fuck we release our shit.
Hello, Delaware.
Hello, Delaware. Fuck Delaware. Turn off.
Goodbye, Delaware.
Goodbye, Delaware. I hope you get nuked.